everyday hero lost 15 years of his life to addiction, prison, and a series of bad choices.
Richard Jensen has been at the bottom, and tonight he's our everyday hero for his inspirational reversal and how he's sharing the knowledge he gained when he finally made it back to the top. Steve Dunn reports.
I call it, the magic formula that came together at the right time.
You don't usually hear someone describe the lowest point of his life as a magic formula.
There I was at the homeless shelter, getting released from prison. My mom passed away, and I'd seen my daughter just prior to that for the first time in a couple of years.
For Richard Jensen, it was time to finally conquer addiction, time to stop thieving and fighting, time to pick himself up off the mat and get his life back.
I missed 15 years.
It was in that moment he committed to treatment and got clean for good. But his life still felt like it was in pieces. So, let's go, man, have to go! At 37 years old, out of shape and out of practice, he joined the wrestling team at Clackamas Community College, picking up a dream he dropped almost 20 years earlier.
I knew that if I could restructure my life around the sport of wrestling, then I might have a chance for success.
His inspirational story of perseverance and redemption was picked up by ESPN's Outside the Lines, and it won an Emmy. But it's what came after that is helping Jensen leave an even bigger, lasting legacy.
I couldn't sit home on my hands anymore once I realized the importance of it.
A teacher in upstate New York had seen the ESPN piece and incorporated it into a lesson. Students wrote touching personal letters to Jensen, a man on the other side of the country who they'd never met, asking questions and sharing their own experiences. He had an idea. Instead of writing back, he flew to New York to talk to those kids in person, even though he'd never done any public speaking.
I left there so inspired. Things went well. First time, I felt great. Felt like I reached them. Felt like the impact was high, and I was like, we have to do this.
So Rich created his organization called Be a Champion in Life. Now he talks to students about the dangers of drugs and the power each person has to make the right decisions.
I've spoke to thousands of wrestling teams and hundreds of schools, middle school, high school, and college. I bring a lot of value when it comes to that 15 years of making poor choices. But now here we are 15 years later, making good, positive, calculated choices. I went on to become a national champion. I haven't picked up a drink and a drug for almost 15 years.
Yeah, Rich earned a national championship, a big stop sign, he calls it, in 2016 in his mid-40s. But he says his biggest win came years earlier when he won his life back. And it's a win that keeps on giving.
I teach the kids a lot about what I've learned over the years in the sport and then also what I've learned in life. Anything's possible. We just got to stay in the fight and keep trying to become a better person and be a person of integrity, make good choices.
Steve Dunn, KATU News.
Last year, Rich talked to more than 30,000 students, and the Clackamas Community College wrestling team's most inspirational award is now named after him.